Hi everyone, Jessica here with LA Poet Society. I just want to say hi. Thank you for joining Tonalli Thursday open mic. I just logged in first to go ahead and set up the live stream. It's gonna be live stream on YouTube. I put the link in the chat. Your host is Angel Miguel, who's here, Angel Miguel Lopez, and he's here now too, so he'll be taking over. But yes, so the live stream is a link that will last forever, so you can see this show again, so you can watch your performance and share with everybody. And of course, definitely invite people to our Zoom with the link that you received to join us because we do have an open mic to all genres that'll be that's available. Everyone has 5 minutes, but as features, again, you all have 10 to 15 minutes. So take your time and I'll just pass it over to Angel, but I just want to welcome you and just let you know that we're here and we're live streaming. Available. Everyone has 5 minutes, but as features, again, you all have.
Can everybody hear me? Can I just get a thumbs up? Y'all can hear me real quick? Awesome. Nice to see everybody. Let me get these lights set up real quick. I am just getting off of class and making sure I have everything ready for today. So thank y'all for being patient with me. I appreciate it. Jessica, beautiful to see you. Thank you for being here. Let me get these lights set up because it's going to be blinding.
I want you guys.
All right. I think that's about good for today. All right, y'all. So hi, how we doing? We're gonna wait for some more folks to get in here before we actually get started with the reading today. But let me just give a quick breakdown to myself. So my name is Angel Miguel Lopez. I am the director of poetry, the director of teatro over here at LA Poet Society for the LA Poet Society. And I've been running Tonalli Thursday for close to, I'm going on my year mark coming up soon. So very, very excited, very happy to be here with y'all and very happy to see some fresh faces in the room. So the way we usually run it, as I've been doing, is we'll go round robin style. I'll kind of introduce people to the space. I'll give a brief introduction, giving your bios out to the folks so we can get to know who you are a little bit. And I'll give you a little space to say anything else you might want to say. And then the time is yours. You take over. You have time to speak your truths, get your heart, spill it out onto the mic of wherever you're calling in from. And when you're feeling like you're ready and you want to take a break, we move on to the next folk. And then we'll go around. If there's time, we'll go back around if there's anybody else that wants to participate and go back through. Now, for all my features, it looks like it's all features here right now. But for anybody that's open mic, when they come in, I'll just probably give a little sporadic in between the features to give space for our open mic folks. Everybody sound good with that? Any questions, concerns? No?
Yeah, she said round robin, so that's like you read one poem and then the other person go on, or
Oh, my bad. The way I use it is like we'll go round robin, but you do your whole set. So we'll go one feature and then we'll hop to the next feature and then we'll hop to the next feature. Yeah.
okay,
So
okay.
yeah, my
Thank you.
apologies. I know folks use that term differently as well. So
Yeah,
thank you
because
for
I'm here in Texas, and when they say round robin, you read one, then it goes to the next person, and
yeah, I
that's
hear
what you
you most
call it. So
definitely. Well,
okay,
thank you.
thank you.
Hey, thanks for coming in for Texas today. I
Yes.
appreciate that very much. All right. And I see Martina's entered the chat. So feel free, grab a glass of water, do what you have to do. You want to get cozy. If you're at home, get cozy, and we will get started in, let's say, 5 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and put some music on. And if y'all have anything, just let me know in the chat. Thank y'all.
How's it going, Jessica?
Uh, it's all right. It's, just trying to stay afloat.
Thanks for having me. I just had my mic turned off. I just realized this is actually my first Zoom poetry reading.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here, Mauro.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah. Oh, wait, the vibe. There was some music.
Okay.
Angel has.
Can y'all hear that music? Awesome.
Yeah.
If it's too loud, just let me know. I can lower it.
All right, Martín in the house. Birdman. I'm glad y'all were able to make it. Thank you so much for being here.
I don't know what's going on now. Tell me, why'd you fall in love now? Why'd you fall in love with the Boy, don't play me like a toy. Give me a little time, leave me here overjoyed. No, nah. Got you in a groove. Got you in the mood. Tell me what you tryna do now. Got you in the mood now. Yeah, I do this perfect. 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 I already know this. You just for the money. Get it from midnight till the morning. Sunday to Tuesday. Sunday to Tuesday. I'm going my way. I'm gonna do this my own way. All these people just bumping this shit, hopping this shit, rocking this shit, popping this shit. All the homies, we be rocking this shit, never stopping this shit. Casper with a 3, everybody know that we rocking this shit right now. Right now, right now. My heart would just fall right out. I don't know what to say right now. But all I know is that I'm in love with you, babe. Everything I wanted, babe. And if you fucking leave right now, I don't know what I'll do, babe. So I'ma hold you tight right now. 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 Casper, whoa. Business. Whoa.
Keep going, pretty boy.
Casper, 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 whoa. Addicted to the fame, addicted to the money, addicted to these women that be steady acting funny like a bunny. She just hopping, yeah, from one man to the next, cause she never satisfied. Not enough diamonds round her breast. Round trip overseas, cause she craving Japanese. And she hop up on my private, then she get down on her knees. That's what they want you to see, that's what they want me to be. But it's Casper with a 3, so I be moving differently. I don't do it for the fame, but I gotta get this money. Bring it back to the hood, yeah, just don't start acting funny. And these women just be hopping, cause these men I never stopping. Be a player, be a pimp, and don't care about no bitch. Why your daddy left your mama, now you out here doing it. Gotta break down all these cycles before they get down to our kids. I don't care, I'm sounding corny, cause I'm talking on my shit. Hoping one day you gon' wake up and just really switch this biz. All these cycles going through it, going through it. All these cycles going through it, going through it. All these cycles going through it. It's just cycles, I'm going through it. It's just cycles, cycles, cycles. Whoa, cycles, cycles, cycles. Whoa, cycles, cycles, cycles. Whoa, cycles, cycles, cycles. Whoa.
All right, folks, let's start bringing it back to the room. Start bringing it back to the room so we can get started with this amazing Tonalli Thursday. Make sure you go ahead and post this that you're going to be on tonight performing for all your beautiful folks on whatever social media platforms you'll be using, or if you use word of mouth, or if you use text, email, just tell your
My video
be on tonight. But if you're not able to and they're not able to join us tonight, just know that we will have a live stream of this event on YouTube for you to be able to share with all your folks later on. I know we have some first-time Zoom poetry readers. I know we have some fresh faces in the room. We have some folks from out of town. I'm so excited to get into tonight. For those of you that are just joining us, my name is Angel Miguel Lopez. I am a actor, writer, director, musician, and educator. And I'm also the director of theater here with LA Poet Society. We'll be having a beautiful lineup of features, and whoever wants to be in the room tonight for open mic, feel free to hop on in. So I would like to start off the space just by giving a little poem to set the room. And hopefully we can get all our energies flowing a little bit. Please vibe with me so I can make sure that we all vibe together. And this one is what I call my little nervous poem. It's the first one I always do just because I like getting that out of my system. All right. Still moving even though it's getting hard now. Getting up every single time I fall down. But as of late, I've been staying up late, all up in the stew, sometimes until 8. And for those who can't relate, chasing dreams ain't your fate, because I give it all my all every step of the way. But you miss a couple steps, you take a wrong turn. Just keep moving forward, yeah, that's how you learn. Yeah, I'm still learning too. I see I put the student in stew, but you never know it all, put the student in you. It's okay to feel down, yeah, you see it all around. That's why I'm preaching positivity when I come to your town. So smoke a little weed because it's good for the soul. And go to therapy because it'll make you feel whole. And take a lot of work, and take a lot of struggle, but it's going to be okay. You're going to see the light from the tunnel. My name is Angel Miguel Lopez. I go by Casper. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much. Can I get a brave soul, a brave volunteer from one of our features that would like to start off this evening? And you can just let me know in the chat, raise your hand, whoever. And I appreciate the love and support I'm getting right now. If not, I would gladly pick on somebody so we can just go that way.
Who wants to go? Who wants to go? Well, this is my first poetry Zoom reading.
Ooh, perfect.
I don't mind going first. I would naturally say ladies first, but as a gentleman that I am, but you go ahead and pick, Angel.
You know what, Mauro? I'm very happy that you're here. Let's go ahead, take up your space. Everybody's gonna have time and space to be able to share tonight, so don't even worry about it. So let me go ahead and give you a little bit of a description about who Mauro is. A published poet, translator, producer, singer from a lineage of poets and singers. Originally from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, this poet has been performing and producing memorable events, including the LA Spoken, a photo documentation of the Los Angeles poetry community, the Lollapalooza Poetry Slam series, Mr. Mojo's Neighborhood, and among others. He has been heard on KPFK's Up for Air, KCRW's Trendsetters, and NBC's The 411, and at countless coffee houses, art galleries, live music venues, libraries, colleges, laundromats, the Blue Line Metro Rail, among other fine establishments in the Southern California region. Everybody, please put your hands up for Mauro Monteiro.
Great to be here with everyone. Thank you for that intro. Beautiful. Got a couple pretty much hot off the presses. As we approach this new chapter in the history of this young United States of America, the divided states of America, that's such a rift between everyone, and it's a sad reality. I consider myself a person of color. I am a foreigner as well. I'm a naturalized US citizen, originally from Brazil. Came here to the United States as a child with my brother and my mom, and we fled the dictatorship in Brazil that lasted for 25 years, since the 60s up until the mid 80s. There was a dictatorship in Brazil, and my parents, being artists and musicians, they took off, and they came here to further their career. And I've been doing poetry since around 1989 here in town, hosted a bunch of shows, and it's a pleasure to be here. And I'm going to start it off with my reaction to the election outcome. Just wrote this, what is today, the 7th? Wrote this yesterday. And it's untitled. On this god-awful day of reality checks and disappointments, my need to trudge on downshifted and my gears grinded to a halt. No need to increase the speed, white knuckle the steering wheel. Looking back just brought to the surface the pain and despair. There's always the other side of it. Nobody wins a war. Somebody just loses less. The hardest thing for most men is looking inward, so they rather automatically turn to fuckery. Sunlight is the best disinfectant, yet I lay frozen, hurting to breathe out. I'm okay being unaccompanied, avoiding the conflict entrepreneurs, ignoring time and its consequences, untethered from the algorithm. The proletariat limps from the polls, draining their souls, stock, and hope. Politics is prostitution, but the pimp is the devil, and the devil doesn't give back change. Dig it.
The imagery of the pimp is the devil.
All right.
Yes, thank you for that.
First time out in the open air. First time in the Sotto Voce with the read out loud. Here we go. This is another new one that I wrote last week for my son, who will be turning 19 years of age around Thanksgiving. He's a Thanksgiving baby. My buddy Mateo, studying marine biology up in Santa Cruz, UC Santa Cruz. Got to spend a few nights with him last week. And this I put in a birthday card for him that he doesn't know yet. He's going to open it up on the day of his birthday. And it's called Summer Told Me. Summer told me something once, arriving like a ray of sunshine. I hear it whispering in my ear. The time has come to plunge your son into the sea. I wasn't sure how you would react to be submitted by such vastness. My adult mind took for granted how loud and thunderous at the seashore the ocean can be. I carried you in my arms with great care. Then together we ducked under the waves. You screamed and bellowed in desperate fear, and your tears immediately followed. The sun's rays fell over us. I felt the warmth caressing my skin. A smile so lovely grew on my face as I carried you onto the beach. Only the purest moments are true milestones for me, like the day you really felt the sea, the day summer talked to me. He was about this big when I took him into the ocean. He was, I think, like about a year and a half. And I think he's gonna dig that.
I love hearing poems about fatherhood. So thank you for being vulnerable
Thank
and sharing
you.
that with us.
Thank you. Okay. I'm going to share with you guys. I had the pleasure to be published recently in this book. It's called the Carnix Collective. Okay. The proceeds from this book are going to Médecins Sans Frontières, which is Doctors Without Borders. It has 81 poets in it. And I feel blessed to have my poem called This Poem, published among many other cool poets. This poem is the fly that landed in the soup of the perpetrators of the coup, perpetuating the regime of discrimination and misogyny, disseminators of hatred and fear. This poem stands firmly in solidarity with the movement, the power of the people, denouncing those vulgar attackers on civil rights, our personal freedoms of protest. This poem is the pebble in the shoe of insurrectionists and separatists, reminding them that this snowflake will create a blizzard of resistance, joining the millions of peace lovers, tree huggers, science supporters, free speech radio contributors, YouTube peace warriors. This poem is the thorn in the side of haters of all levels, bar none, will squash sanctimonious bigots, the avarice of politicized churches, biased corporate media unapologetically. This poem lives for love of all peoples, of all races, creeds, and sexual configurations throughout the world. This poem lives in hope and freedom. This poem trusts that truth shall sustain. This poem knows no bounds. This poem is unstoppable and resolute. This poem supports community. This poem is undeniably pro-choice. This poem throws eggs in the face of agents of misinformation. This poem will promote evocation. This poem is a beacon of light. This poem believes the meek shall inherit a livable planet. This poem believes that a living wage is a right. This poem will continue to fight. This poem honors the fallen in the name of justice. This poem sambas in the moonlight, This poem cries at the movies. This poem sings in the shower. This poem tiptoes through the tulips. This poem dreams in color. This poem waves no flag, has no borders, does not justify, breathes in the now, palpitates at rainbows. This poem makes a joyful noise. This poem rages against the machine. This poem rocks the Casbah. This poem wants to wear your red shoes. This poem wishes you were here. This poem abides. This poem is persistent. This poem is mine. This poem is yours. This poem is ours. This poem shall prevail.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, okay, I guess I got some more time. Let's do one from memory. This poem now is called Refugee. It's one of my signature poems. I've written this many, many years ago. It has a couple name changes, but at this point, it is titled Refugee. If I die tonight, my breath will crystallize into 1,000 dreams. Last breaths will remain unowned, drifting. Hot vowels will encircle the white in my eyes. The bitterness of a spoken last goodbye never felt. You amidst 1,000 dreams and enough hellos to fill an empty page. If only I could have turned around and fled this pulse of sullen rebels and stolen kisses to say what slipped between my sweaty fingers and fleeting promises. One more from memory. Unfamiliar world. In the morning, the alarm clock rings. Turned off, turned off, turn it off. Even the sound of cool jazz is not enough to bring me bare-eyed into the world, this world you call your own. My mind taps me on the shoulder and I consider waking. As a cog to fit into place, you shower, then bow. Too much fucking kissing ass going on. You'd bare your soul only if you had one. Every time you smile, it shows down to the bone. I'd better roll over, try to savor just another brief cloud of early springtime in the mountains, your arms wrapped around my waist. Is this heaven or earth? Tell me that I'll make it just another time, then I think I will. Stop the earth, because I'm getting on. I'll ride it for a while, feel the tide getting higher. I'm sorry, that's where I belong. The fish aren't swimming today. They've all gone away. I wish they could talk to me, teach me of currents from the south, rich in events that carry the mind, release the soul, take you further to that not too unfamiliar world that colored your childhood. Though now it's all too distant. I can't even see you, and my eyes are wide open. Dig it.
Woo-woo.
Yeah, thank you. How much time do we have here? We got about 4 minutes. Sail headlong into your dreams. Sail headlong into your dreams, finding the wide open seas, awaiting, awakening to a horizon where the sun is born, where you belong, childlike and naked, roaming the waves of forgotten antiquity. Dive headfirst into the waters of life, friend. Seek the treasure hiding ancient wisdom, water tribe knowledge, spilling truth. Like wine to the unrelenting tide of insincere and visionless tyrants. Sail headlong, sailor, tacking into the wind. Even lonesome landlocked losers have dreams the size of all the seas, longing for love and uncovering all of life's mysteries. You've challenged the waters before, and you will take on many more wild oceanic journeys, cosmic voyages, interplanetary harbors of beauty and light, where only the sky knows your destination, lingering just for the stories from faraway stars. Sail on, friend, sail headlong into your dreams. All right, all right, all right. I think I'm going to end it with this one here then. Before I do, just let you know that got a couple other books here that I want to share with you guys. I had a surfing poem published in this book called Paper Shredders. You can find it on iUniverse, Paper Shredders, short stories and poems about surfing, something that I did a lot in my younger days. And this is another book called Poems to Fuck To. Poems to Fuck To. It's a book of erotic poetry and prose. And it's an amazing, amazing book. The funny thing is, I was published on page 69. Thank you very much. 69 and 70. So here are a quick couple of jokes that I bring from junior high school, from the schoolyard. What is the speed limit of love? Anybody? Anybody? 68. Somebody's got to ask me why. Because at 69, you eat it. All right. And one more. What is, you know what 69 is, then obviously, what is 70? 70 is you do me and I owe you one. Boom. Poems to Fuck To. Yes, sir. Okay. Let's see. You know what? What are we gonna read? Read something else. Okay, one more quick one then. Oh mother, oh earth. Oh mother, oh earth, I'll miss you if you go away, never to return. Oh mother, oh earth, stay young or please try and age gracefully. I don't blame you if you leave and never come back, because up here on the surface, I've seen the ones who live their lives in such a hurry, living in a dream more like a blur, always having to be somewhere but never knowing where they are. Where is the soul? The ones who don't know will never have the energy, will never know the dream. There's a reason why we're here, to live in harmony with one another, to find peace in our existence and cherish this blessed place. Oh, mother, oh, earth, please don't die. What will be of the children? What will be of the children? Will they have mountains to climb, rivers to cross? Will they ever know that heaven has always been right here where I live, right here on the ground? Oh, mother, oh, earth, please don't go. Boom. All right. Is everybody muted? I can't hear anybody. Let's see. Yeah, Birdman, I think. Can you hear me? You can hear me? I cannot, Birdman and Licia, I cannot hear. Jessica is away.
I unmuted. I unmute. Yeah.
Terrific, terrific.
Yeah, I was muted too. That's just because I do Zoom so much, and I give the reader respect for
The respect, yeah.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Great job. Great job.
Cheers to all of you. It's a pleasure to be here.
That was wonderful. Thank you so much.
Good job.
Thank you. Thank you. God bless. And hell, I can't hear you. Angel, I can't hear you. Nope. Everybody's going to mute. Then I will mute myself too. Unmute. Okay, I have no sound from Angel or anyone, strangely enough, or from Martin. Huh. That's weird, man.
No?
I
Yeah,
can hear you now. There it is. There it is. Thank you.
no problem. I think something's I whenever I do my Zooms, I do it from where I do my music. So kind of my wire is why you see me with the mic. Everything's kind of wired through some cable. So something got disconnected for a second, but we're back. Thank you so much for your patience.
All
Mauro,
right.
amazing. Thank you so much for being our opener today. We really, really appreciate
Sure.
it. You were really vulnerable, and I think that I'm really happy to hear about all your accomplishments and all your publishing. Please feel free on the chat. Let us know where we can find you. If you have your website, social media, just let us know so folks can keep an eye on that as well. All right.
Awesome. I sure will.
Awesome.
What's up?
And you kind of inspired me a little bit. So seeing all your published works, I think it's amazing. I think that all of us in this room deserve to be published, deserve to be out there spreading our poetry to the world as best we can. And I'm actually proud to say that I was able to land my first published poem this past year. So that was with the Community Literature Initiative. They did this anthology called Long Beach Spits Fire. I'm from South Central, and I was raised up in Long Beach for most of my life, so I read both. And so I wrote a little poem that I would love to share with y'all if that's okay. Perfect. Thank y'all so much. Appreciate it. And this one, you can find it on the CLI website if y'all are interested, and I will put that in the chat. This one's called I Remember the Trees. I remember the trees at the forest park, back when that groved enclosure served home for more than a few folks who had nowhere else to go. In the midst of the trees, BMX ramps stood tall, memories of those whose long ago needed a space, a place to push their bodies past what they could accomplish on their own. Two wheels in a frame assisting them as they flew for a few seconds of feeling like gravity floated away. There were those of us, runners who made our trek, the shaded pathways cut between the trees. Our coach told us he was there when they were planted, when he was a runner at Jordan just like us. 40 years later, here he was running through his old stomping grounds, showing the next generations the best way to get to the riverbed. One more bridge, two more bridges, three more bridges, bust a left and back submission. But when I saw those trees, I knew I was almost home. Back in the day when DeForest had a grove, with all those winding paths made by all the rows of my favorite trees. I still remember the trees. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Yeah, my voice is a little messed up today. For those of you that I don't know if I said this earlier, but I'm an educator, I'm a teacher, so I was with my kindergartners today, and they take a lot out of my voice when I'm out there with 4 different classes all day. So you hear some scratches, but we present, and I'm really glad that y'all are here listening as well. Can I ask which one of my features would like to volunteer to go next? Anybody feeling like a brave soul in the space today?
I'll go next.
Birdman, yes, of course. Let me go ahead and give you a little intro real quick. Make sure you get that bio read off. Let me see. Where is it at? Ah, my apologies. Here we go. Originally from Benton Harbor, Michigan, and now residing in Houston, Texas for the past 30 plus years, and a graduate of John Wesley College with a BA in social science, an AA in networking admin from ITT Tech, a computer tech certificate from JTI. Birdman 313 has been writing for most of his life and has 13 published poetry books and 4 published poetry chapter books, and has been published in several journals and newspapers. Birdman 313 has several Editor's Choice Awards and 1 international award for his poetry. Okay. He has been a feature and guest on several blog talk shows along with open mic readings. He was presented a plaque for the poem She, along with a gold medallion and a pendant. His video Forgotten Time won first place in the Light Poetic Ministry Poetry Video Contest. His poems, videos featured on Coffee, Wine, and Words on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, Google, Anchor, Reading Between the Wines, Journal of Expressive Writing Authors Panel, Lions and Pirates Artist of the Month of June 2024. His poem, We Are All One, finished second for the Austin Poetry Society Open Mic, September 2024. And you can see his links when I put them in the chat right now. Birdman 313, we are so happy you're here. Feel free, take it away.
Okay, yeah. Most of my poems I write about is normally nature, because I be trying to bring out relaxation to people, and I know some people don't want to hear a nature poem, but that's mostly what I write. I gotten away from the hardcore poems that I used to write, and this one here is called Out in the Desert, and it's in my 13th poetry book, Outdoor Memories. And I wrote this poem after we was in Las Vegas, and we went to Valley of Fire and Red Rock Canyon. Go out into the desert to enjoy the sun and beautiful mountain scenery. This is a place to let all your thoughts roam and your worries disappear. There are no people, loud noises, or pollution to disturb the quietness that the desert brings. The beautiful colors of nature can be seen everywhere. The dust and winds are calm. No wild animals or creatures can be seen during the middle of the heated day. The land is dry as the sun bears down, soaking up what little moisture that remains. The desert is a place where loneliness thrives. No one can interrupt your thinking. Being alone out in the desert can sometimes be good therapy. Cactus, dry brush, sand, and dust can be seen for miles. There is no water or rain in sight, just the sun shining brightly over the mountains, standing tall and colorful. The blue sky is clear with few clouds in sight. The only voice you hear is your own. As the sun says goodbye to another beautiful hot day, you may hear a coyote howling in the distance, waiting for the moon to rise. It gives a warning that he is coming out to patrol the dry, sandy land to search for food. The lonely, dry desert can be a place to find peace and solitude to release all your troubles. Okay. My next one is this one here is from my 10th poetry book and is titled Another Time. I hope I pronounced the street right. This was written when I was out in LA. And it's the old man at the park on Kahanga Drive. Is that right? Kahanga or Kahunga?
It's Kawanga. Kawanga.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. And how this poem came about is a gentleman that I met, and he lost his arm, and he was telling me about how his family, after he lost his arm, walked out on me. So I wrote this piece. This is a longer piece. This is my longest one, and all the rest of them is not that long. The old man strolls to the park daily, to sit in the park, to let his mind be at peace with life and nature. His mind wanders through old memories and thoughts from the past. Each day, as he makes his journey, smiling and mind his own business, he stops at the store to get something to drink. His legs move ahead of his mind, eager to get to his favorite bench after leaving the store. He enters the park, amazed at the beauty of the flowers. No one bothers him, as it seems that everyone at the park knows him. He sits on the wooden bench to his quiet mood, just enjoys the peace that is felt at the park. He watches the cars pass by and other people walking, playing games, or reading in the park. He knows his way to the park without any assistance. On this particular day, he seemed a little confused. It was the bench by the tree where he first sat as he watched me. After catching his breath, he came over and approached the table where I was sitting, introduced himself. He said hello, asked if I was okay, if it was okay for him to sit at the table. The trees in the park stared down at the old man as he walked through the soft green grass and the flowers that were blooming. While he continued looking through the maze of trees and bushes, one caught his eye. It was a weeping willow hidden behind a few trunks of trees. He said this tree protects him from the sun and rain when he is at the park. He said the other benches had been replaced by the picnic tables. The look on his face was like he had lost his only friend that was left in the world. After we talked for a while, he said it was time to go. He followed the path that he had so many times traveled. He said, "Have a good evening. Hope to see you again." Through the trees towards the sidewalk, he went, shaking his head as he seemed to be angry. He stopped, knelt down with a teardrop in his eye. He was inspecting the scratch marks. He turned with red eyes and the teardrop rolling down his cheeks and said in a crackling voice, "I guess nothing lasts forever." He turned and continued towards home. The last 3 days of my trip, I sat in the park, but he never came back. Never got a chance to give him a book of my poems. I never saw him again in the park of Kawanga Drive in LA, California, but will never forget him. And most of my parks are, like I said, most of my poems have been because I used to read, I know you probably heard of Maui Sugar Mill. I used to read at the soapbox out there. Every time I come to California, we used to come out there 2 and 3 times a year. So that's where I would go. I used to read at Coffee Bean before it was at Maury Sugar Mill, and I also read at Jump Cut and New Wave. New Wave was on Melrose. Okay, this one here is also in my book, Another Time. Moments in a Dream. Miracles fall like raindrops from the heavens on this dry, thirsty land. You awaken in the morning after finally getting a decent night's sleep. You had a dream that couldn't be remembered on a road of uneasiness. There was a voice that spoke about being unable to apologize for not remembering. What crossed your mind in your sleep during the night in the quiet moments? You will now travel a journey without knowing the distance or being familiar with what is about to form. Then you awaken with unusually clear mind, feeling like a voice was speaking directly to you. It can be amazing, but as you look around, you realize no one is standing near. The sheets are soaked with sweat. The pillowcase is soaked with tears. The room begins to spin, then stops. You lay back down, trying to go back to sleep to catch up with the dream so you can remember what transpired and what is roaming through your mind. The sooner you lay back down, the sooner you may be able to capture that thought and dream. Now the words and visions that keep coming back are meaningless. The truth will always outweigh the reasoning, whether or not you agree or like the outcome. So do anything you choose to do. Let your mind run rampant. Nothing that is real can be threatened, and nothing that is unreal exists. My next one is Shoreline. I wrote this when we was out in San Diego last year. Sometimes I enjoy walking along the shoreline alone. I would rather walk hand in hand, but the one I love isn't around. So I enjoy walking in the soft brown sand. On these solitary strolls, my thoughts go deep. I dream of drowning in the depths of eternity. The sky is bright and blue and sparkles off the movement of the water. The jagged rocks and stones rise above the water's edge and absorb the force of the waves. I look out at the pier that leads over the waters as the waves splash it up softly. As I take a walk onto the pier, I feel surrounded by the ocean. This pier was once strong and full of life, is now rotting in some spots unrecognizable. The sun bears its heat down on the pier, and any fisherman who still preferred to wander upon it. I watch the waves wash upon it while weathering away its power. I remember the joy in my life walking on the pier. It seems like the sea will consume another memory. This is joy walking off into the ocean. I find my hands touching the cold sea water just to bring back some of the memories of when I was young and would stick my toe off in the cold water. I watch the seagulls call as the sandcastles wash away, as the blue sea sparkles and the voices of people chatter nearby. A storm is brewing out in the sea. When it finally comes ashore, will it wash away everything? Does anyone really cares about what they see or think about the memories made and remnants of the past? There can't be a second look. There can't be a second look after everything is gone. Excuse me, I made a mistake on that end part. And I got time for one more. Okay. This one here is in my book. I for whatever reason, my book 11th and 13th I love the most. I always get a lot of poems out of it. This one here is titled "The Air We Breathe." Looking out the window as the sun is rising in the east, a shadow is cast throughout the valley of solitude. The air is clear and pure on a bright and early summer morning. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in the air of all the warriors of yesterday past, before the smog from factories and vehicles begin polluting the air. Take a walk, feeling the mist and enjoying the smell of the roses and fresh cut grass. Breathe in, breathe out. Take in a long breath while in the garden. Feel the air flowing down your throat, swirling in your lungs and coming back out. Clear your mind of all thoughts, letting it flow into an endless nothingness. Close your eyes and listen as your heart beats. Whisper to me of the bravery that nature has to offer. We are dependent on the air we breathe, even as man is destroying it with chemicals. Enjoying the scenery while walking along the twisting path and watching the birds fly around, playing tag without any worries. Notice how nature works just by being alert to the quietness. The air is full of dream particles and all that God has placed for the imagination to focus on. Looking up as the sun starts to beam its heat directly overhead. The sky is bright blue with only a few clouds. Breathe in, breathe out as long as we can.
Let's give it up for
Okay.
Birdman.
Yes.
Awesome.
All right, all right.
Much. Appreciate you calling
Thank
in
you.
from Texas. That's I
Dig it.
I really appreciate you coming in and spending your time with us. What time is it over there? Is it 7:30?
No, it's 8:16.
8:16. Okay, cool. So 2 hours ahead. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being here with us, Birdman. We appreciate you. And please
Yeah.
feel free to
Hope
put
to come
where we
back
can-
again.
Most definitely. You're always welcome. Every month, everybody is always welcome to come on back.
Okay.
Don't even worry about that. And feel free to please put your contact information down in the chat so we can all know where to contact you.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Birdman. All right. Let's keep on going. I'm feeling good with these features. Can I get another brave volunteer to come on up? Anybody feeling up to it? Or should I just start calling names? I could. Don't worry. Oh, I see the camera. Come on.
I'd like to go next.
Awesome. I have the homegirl, Mareshah Dupree. And can I give you a little bio real quick before we start?
Yes, of course.
As a Black queer homeschool preacher's kid, born and raised in Sin City, I have lived a life of perpendicular lines that have intersected to create the person they have become. Written by nature and heart, a filmmaker at heart, they are a current graduate student and will be obtaining an MFA in film directing from Cal Arts in 2025. We graduated together. That's another thing. I also go to Cal Arts, so we are classmates. So that's what's up that we are in space together. Awesome. They aspire to leave a meaningful and worthwhile impact by creating art that invites those who experience it to gain a deeper understanding of themselves and the world, especially the higher power that is at work in and around us all. Mareshah Dupree, give it up, everybody.
Thank y'all so much for having me.
Awesome.
Is this weird for it to be like on the phone like this? Do
No,
y'all
you do what you gotta do.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna start off with my nervous poem. My nervous poem, it's always like the first one that I do. But I think that it's like especially gonna hit now post-election results because I wrote this poem in 2019. 3 years into Trump's first term, just like I had reached a peak. I went to school in Kentucky and I had just recently graduated that year before. I reached a peak. So I wrote. So this poem is called Cooking for the Cookout. All right. I used to want to make my words easy to chew. I would dice them into fine bits. I know that you tend to eat quickly. You are always in a rush. And I didn't want you to gag on reality. I didn't want you to choke on the truth. I know nothing sits quite right if it's force-fed. So I tried to make my words easy to swallow. I would cover them in glazes and sauces. I would offer to get you your favorite kind of soda pop from the cooler to wash it down, hoping the familiarity would make it slide down your throat with ease, hoping it would make you forget just whose food you are eating. I used to want to make my words easy to digest, so I would hold back on the seasoning. I didn't want the flavors to overpower you. I would hold back on the spice too. I was worried it might upset your stomach, like the way mine feels every time I watch the news. I didn't want to make you sick. Besides, I know how much you hate spicy foods. You aren't accustomed to feeling the heat. I used to want to make my words easy to chew, to swallow, to digest for you. But then I looked down at the plate that I made, my words jumbled and chopped and mangled to bits, drenched in too much sugary sweet glaze, devoid of any sustenance, topped with a pinch of salt. It was almost unrecognizable. I was disgusted and ashamed. It is not my responsibility to make your plate. It is not my responsibility to cook for your taste buds. You see, these recipes are generations old. This is soul food. This is legacy. I no longer worry about cooking my words to your perfection. I no longer worry about cooking my words for your protection. Now I season my words until I hear my ancestors whisper in my ear, enough. Now I add just the right amount of kick to start a fire in your belly for change. I never wanted to force feed you. So now I challenge you to broaden your own palate. I challenge you to take a bite. Just one bite. And I know it might not look like what you're used to eating, but please, just take a bite. Don't spit it out. I know it might not taste like what you're used to consuming, but please, don't spit it out. Let it burn for a little while. Don't be so quick to grab something to wash it down. Don't be so quick to dilute me. Let it stick to the roof of your mouth for a moment. It may be difficult, but don't spit it out. Try to swallow. Let me marinate in your mind. It's okay if you can't decide whether or not you like it right off the bat. Some things are an acquired taste. But before you judge, please just taste. Just one bite. That's cooking for the cookout. Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
All right.
I like to get that poem off my chest first, and especially with everything that I've been feeling, just like gotta get that out so I can, yeah,
Yes.
so I can breathe a little. Okay. So the next poem that I'm going to be doing is actually an ode to, well, this one's not really, but this one is inspired by my hometown, Vegas. Birdman, I really enjoyed hearing your poem about Vegas as well. This poem is called We, the Wildflowers That Grow Anywhere. I am desert brown, desert skin, desert dark like desert nights. Me and my desert kin look like mountains when we stand. All sizes and shades, reds, tans, and browns. Deserting the deep south for the desert was harder than you would believe. They say roots can't grow in this kind of earth, but we did. My hair puffy like cloud, grow high like cacti, skin bronze from summer sun, brown like soil, we still growing. Yet still in many ways, I am a reflection of how we have yet to adapt. Sore eyes and psoriasis, skin aching for southern mists, lungs choking for dry air, my body still as confused as my ancestors of this new climate, still adapting. Our skin is the only home we know. That one's very recent. I think I just wrote that one this year. The other poem's much older. This is a poem I wrote a couple years ago as well. I'm kind of debating on reading this one or another poem about Vegas because I've been writing so many poems about Vegas lately. I don't know. But I'm gonna read this one because, yeah, I haven't read it for a while. This poem is called Keloid. Unwelcome guest. You make homes on Black and brown bodies, layers and layers of scar tissue. You bring attention to the site of injury more than the initial wound. You are a physical representation of what it means to heal from trauma three-dimensionally. How we adapt and morph, how we grow incessantly. Maybe it is epigenetics, the way our skin acts with a mind of its own. We know you mean no harm. You are remnants of a time and space before when we thought it desirable. We would pray our skin mended boldly, a showcase of courageous beauty, a femininity rooted in strength. Isn't it magnificent, the way our bodies protect us, how we can be both fragile and carry immeasurable power, and there is space for these two truths to coexist simultaneously. We know you mean no harm. We are not burdened by our scars, we are decorated by them. They are medallions of war, earned by veterans of a life well lived. Thank y'all.
Oh, it was straight back to back. Okay, for sure. I should have expected. I should have known what I was getting into when I had such amazing features on the show today.
Thank
y'all
y'all
been
so
killing it.
much. Thank y'all for having me.
Of course. You still have more time if you want to take it, but if you all good, you all good. You just let us know when you're ready.
I have time for one more.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. I think I might read one more. Let's see. This one is the poem that I was gonna read that's about Vegas. Okay. This one is called Desert Flower, the Lotus of Lost Vegas. There are lessons in the desert only wildflowers learn. When the sun cracks the earth open after a day of rain, and rainbows carry pipe dreams to elsewhere. Drink water with the reverence it deserves. No matter how parched your lips speak only good things. Blessings and curses do not live in harmony. Someone tell them the desert is not a wasteland for nuclear explosions, nor the birthplace of suicidal ideation. Desert does not mean death. Don't they see how alive the Sierra Mountains are? How they caress the valley, a shield of protection, painted in shades of blues and browns, and from us they ask absolutely nothing. Even the tumbleweeds are dead things come to life, a living beast, burning bush reincarnate, ravaging whatever lies in its path, the wind an invisible accomplice or breath of God. We came to the desert starving and thirsty for freedom denied, dragging with us deep South chains. The West was synonymous with hope, like black-eyed peas on New Year's Eve. Our bodies are adapted to nocturnal lives, awakening with the bats as the city livens up and the lights turn on, beckoning, come here. Las Vegas, I'm sorry for not saying I loved you enough. Thank y'all.
Let's go. Yes.
Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all.
Thank you so
Yeah, I
much.
love them desert I love Vegas poems.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I have quite a few videos too.
I love that. Yes.
I'm showing some
Thank y'all
Vegas
so
love
much
right
for
now.
having me.
On my hat. I don't know if y'all know who Dizzy Wright is, the Vegas legend himself. So
What?
I got some love for Vegas. I'm actually gonna be there on the 20th. I let y'all know I'm a musician as well, so I'll share this information with y'all. The UNLV men's basketball team has selected me an artist of the game, so they're gonna be flying me out to Vegas on the 20th.
That is so dope.
Yeah. So me and I have a song out with Dizzy Wright. I actually have 2 out with Dizzy Wright, and they're both gonna be on my upcoming album. That's dropping this week.
Congratulations.
Thank you,
Fire.
thank you. So
Yeah.
musically, and just Vegas popping up in the room right now. All these Vegas poems, man. This was the right
Yeah.
place for me to be tonight.
Congratulations.
I
Yes.
appreciate y'all. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna tap in with all of you individually, so don't even worry about it. We're gonna keep in contact. I'm gonna send y'all the stuff, and I want to hear about everything that y'all are doing as well. All right.
Absolutely.
So, actually, you inspire me. There's a poem that I wrote, and it's gonna be coming in my hopefully my first poetry book next year. And I would love to share with you because it's different. It's never something I've really written like before, and I hope it's okay. I take a little time to share with you. All right. So, I didn't think I would ever write this poem. This one that's been pushed back to the depths of my mind, so deep inside that I never thought it would see the day of light. Like that old shirt in the back of my closet. Completely cognizant of its existence, yet I choose to let it sit, collecting dust and fur and memories of a time when I did wear it, and it still smelled like you. I didn't think I would ever write this poem. Not for me, not for you, or for anyone else for that matter. I mean, why does it even matter? I ask myself that every day. I've sat with it, lived with it, dreamed with it, and cried with it. Abandoned it, and I opened my front door to see it found its way back home, to my tongue, to my lips, to my hands and fingertips, whispering the truths that for so long I tried to forget were facts. For so long, I pretended my ears were deaf to the things I was feeling in my chest. But I didn't need ears to hear the reality emanating through the waves on a different plane than sound and light, moving effortlessly, so damn light. But then how does it make me feel so heavy every single night? I didn't think I would ever write this poem. This guilty little secret, this internal beacon letting me know I still have work to do. The days go on and its batteries slowly die, the light and the words slowly fading from memory and existence. Yet I owe my constant companion. I owe it the gift of life. And for a poem, it's through sharing, spreading it far and wide to those with an open mind, heart, in the hopes you find someone else who will hold it close to their heart too. I didn't think I would ever write this poem, but I didn't want to wait until it was gone, faded from existence without having said so long. Thank you. Yeah. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the love. Oh my goodness, y'all have been an amazing group so far, and we still have a couple few great features coming up. So can I please ask my remaining folks? Can I get a brave volunteer to step up to the room? Who wants to go next? Who wants to do it? I can pick a name, but I would love to see some volunteers. All right, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna say we're gonna go with Licia. And correct me if I'm saying that correctly, right?
And I
No?
was ready. I was getting ready to jump on in. I'm
All right,
ready. Let's
perfect.
do this.
All right, let me give you a little intro. Licia, and I'm correct. That's Licia, correct? All right,
Yep.
perfect. All right, Licia Scherer is an actress and writer who's raw, straight, no chaser. Style of spoken word poetry and storytelling unveils an interesting, fun, slice of life point of view that guides us on a journey to look closer, go deeper, and laugh harder at the little things that make life life. Give it up for Licia. Appreciate you, everybody. Appreciate you. Give us some love. Give us some
All
love.
right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Angel. I'm going to start off and I'm just going to dedicate this first piece to everybody. And it's entitled, We Are Artisans. We are the keepers of creativity, the architects of art, words, and music. We are artisans. We take a look at life, the world, people, love, and we tell stories through our artistry. We have a unique lens that gives us a front row seat to anything, everything. And when we show you the goods, oh, you're in for a real treat. Now, do people always get what we're trying to say? No. Do folks always look to see things from a different perspective? No, but that's our job because we're artisans. We have been entrusted with these treasures because the powers that be knew that we would accept our gifts, love our gifts, and share our gifts. Do we sometimes get stuck? Yes. Do we sometimes want to take a break or quit our art? Yes, but it always calls us back because we're artisans. We're not just visionaries. We help the world interpret what's going on. We help explain the inexplicable. We shed light where there is darkness, remind people of that which was forgotten, and we usher it into the present so that new artists can carry it into the future. We are the original unsung heroes of thinking outside the box. We are storytellers, griots, time capturers. We are the downline of the next line in line to carry out the legacies of Angelou, Poe, Dickinson, Clifton, Wright, Frost, Hughes, Whitman, Homer, Brooks, Naidu, Wilde, Shelley, and Browning. We are the keepers of creativity, the architects of art, words, and music. We are artisans.
Say that for the people in the back. Yes.
Praise be, praise be.
God, yeah.
Right? This one, well, let me just jump on in. It's a little personal, but we're in a sharing space, so I'm going to share. I took a deep breath and walked into the room, feeling really uneasy, kind of like doom and gloom. The lights were definitely bright with a real strong glare. I know it shouldn't matter, but I really do care about sharing this moment. It's an intimate act. To share with another, I'm afraid to react. So I take a deep breath. I unbutton my shirt and I pray to God that this time it won't hurt. I take off my bra. The girls drop, then swing. Honey, it's all about gravity here doing its thing. Then she comes real close, takes my breast, oh damn, then puts it in that machine for my mammogram. It is frigid cold and I don't hear a sound. The text says not to move. The machine is about to slam down. And so it lands real hard. She tightens it some more. It's already painful to the core, but then she twists it again. Y'all, this really ain't pretty. I think she tried real hard to pancake my titty. And so she did with both. Then I gathered and scooped them up, tucked them back inside my Aunt Jemima B cup. But that's what I do. It's my annual once a year way to get felt up and get the all clear. The blessing is to have not the question, but the answer that my boobs are in good health and I don't have breast cancer.
Awareness poems. You love them. Yes.
And I wrote that last month because it was a breast cancer awareness month. So I wanted to share that. But you know, every month, ladies, guys, for your women, for your others, partners, others, you want a reminder. So that's what we've got. This next piece, I had not intended on reading it because I'm still processing everything that happened on Tuesday, the elections. I wrote this back in June, so it just had a whole different meaning. But I'm going to read this tonight, and I'm going to change, and I'm going to change it on the spot. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I don't know till I get there, and it's not very long. But when I get there, I'm going to change the last line, and whatever I feel at that moment is kind of where I'm going. So there we go. Again, it's entitled Freedom. I woke up this morning to the drumbeat of my heart, fresh air in my lungs, and my mind's roadmap for the journey. I woke up this morning to the drumbeat of life with faith in one hand and hope and determination in the other. I woke up this morning to the drumbeat of my culture, thick hair, thick lips and hips, sun-kissed skin and rhythm that moves the soul. I woke up this morning to the drumbeat of my ancestors. They paved the way for me from Africa to America and all points in between. I woke up this morning to the drumbeat of a question mark, a fear. I don't know what's going to happen next, but I know I'm going to be all right.
Can I just say what a dope form that is to just come up with the last thing on the spot? Like, that's inspiring. I appreciate you for that.
Thank you. And I really did not know where I was going. I really didn't, but that was written actually for Juneteenth. It was like, man, that freedom, that spirit. The reason I said it for today is still the thought and the hope for freedom, but we'll see what lies ahead. We're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. As Angel said, I do slice of life, poetry, and storytelling. I am a graduate out of Second City and UCB and IO West, so I am hysterically funny. So I do a lot of funny stuff. In the months to come, I will share some other things, but this one I thought I would share to kind of lighten my own mood. And it's entitled, I Miss You, Granny Panties. I miss you, Granny Panties. Now, before you start to judge or side eye the person beside you and give them a down low nudge, let me tell you the story of how GP saved the day. Granny helped me through a dark time and made everything okay. See, I started gaining weight because life started to show up. I'm not making up excuses, just the facts of my hiccups. First, it was 10 pounds, then 20, 30, really swiftly. Then it grew to 40 big ones and topped it off at an even 50. Now, what was I supposed to do? Couldn't fit in anything. So I started with the basics, like undergarment things. First, I tried some cute bikinis. They would fit me, I believe. Had to shimmy up my big ass thighs, but God, I couldn't breathe. So I switched to trendy hipsters. They should hug my bottom beauty, No, they cut my cheeks in half and it looked like I had 4 booties. Then I decided to really go there. Had a date, so I put on a thong. It got wedged all up inside there, couldn't find it. That was wrong. But that's the day I met you, Granny Panties, in a plus size store. You were all the way in the back for all the big girls to explore. So I picked you up and I looked in my face. I couldn't hide because Granny Panties, you were huge, like humongous, big and wide. But no worries, you got me through. You were comfortable and you were there. Hell, I bought a few of you, like 10 or 15 pair. And you were with me on that day. I showed someone my cute little tat. It was the office gossip who said, "Why are you so fat?" So I joined me some Weight Watchers and I worked on it every day. I finally hit my goal weight 50 pounds down to this day. And I finally had to say goodbye to all my granny panties that held my bum when I needed, like big butt vigilantes. And these days I rock my boycotts or high briefs, nothing complexy. Got to look good for my future man and me feeling really sexy. But you hung right in there with me through every tear and every cry. You stayed till I was ready and strong enough to say goodbye. So go and help the next girl who may need your assy hammock. Because Granny Panties, it's the truth. You are fantastic and dynamic. Granny Panties! Granny Panties!
Yeah. Uh,
Oh,
fuck her over
goodness.
everything. Let's just go that, you know? Like fuck her
Right?
all. Let's go.
This is my second to last one, and I feel like this is kind of the mood of this evening, and I feel like I can go there, so I'm gonna go there. I do this series. I started this kind of series of poems about Karens, and this one is entitled, this is another Karen story. This episode is Animal Rights Karen. I went to a recent workshop about trying to eat better. They teach you how to do it right and to eat to the letter. We all felt really, really good that day. The session finally came to an end. Now, we knew how to eat food light, no reason to pretend. Me and a small group of ladies then moved over to another corner to talk, to swap some ideas and share more tips on how to walk the walk. So I told them how I do real well when I go to Santa Anita Park to watch the horses and to think, but bad food doesn't cross this landmark. So Karen jumps in saying, "We must talk." I thought she liked horses too. She said, "We've got to talk about the facts of horse treatment and what they do." I said, "Oh, okay, I love animals too." Then I adjusted my flip flops. I go to the tracks in honor of my grandpa, we call Pops. It reminds me of when I was a child, before the age of 10, actually. We all spent time together there on Derby Day, all my family. But Karen said, "Okay, I hear you. We'll just have to talk because I've got something to say. I don't like the cruelty of the horses that are treated less than okay." Karen, girl, you're not hearing me. I get it. That's one of your fights. I give to several charities. I'm down with animal rights. But I honor Pops who love to go. So stop giving me selfish slack. I walk through those doors every year for him. He couldn't because he was Black. Now, I know you don't understand me. Maybe this part should be subtitled. See, Karen, all you probably know is a life of being entitled. I get it that you have this cause and you champion it every day, but equality is a lifetime fight for me, Miss Karen, Miss Thing, girlfriend. So the next time you start Karening me and living life in the past of the good old days you love so much, I'm going to put you on public blast. See, racist Karen, it's civil rights. Your selfish mind is so damn scattered. Let's honor my pops and men like him whose precious lives also mattered.
Ah, say that one. Oh my God.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
That needs. That needs to be like on SNL or that needs to be on TV publicly. Millions of followers. I need to see
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Yup.
Thank you.
Yes.
And I got to tell you, they keep coming because I always end up in a situation and there's Karen. So there
Why
she
there's so
is.
many? I don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah, I don't know.
Hey, Yay. So I'm going to end on this one. This one is entitled Forgiveness. I am asking you to forgive me for not forgiving you. You see, I held you hostage inside of me, hoping you would voluntarily admit your wrongs and say you're sorry. I held you captive in my spirit, hoping you would offer contrition to help me through my pain. I thought you were supposed to be with me on the way out, just as you were with me on the way in. See, I held you as a prisoner in my mind, looking for you to stay stuck with me in time that would stand still until I was ready to move forward. You moved on, but I stayed there. I waited for you to help me do the work. And when you didn't, I was confused, angry, wishing you, just mad at you. So I am asking you to forgive me for not forgiving you, because when a person doesn't forgive, you give them the power. See, I learned that it's my job to do the work of letting go, of admitting faults, of mourning the ending of something that once was so good. It's okay to say goodbye to something that needs to go, because that means you get to say hello to something new that may be better. Forgive me for not forgiving you, because today I release you from my mind, my soul, and spirit. Today I forgive you.
Licia, thank you so much for being with us today. You took me on a whole journey with your poetry. Thank you. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Of course. And to make sure that we give our last poet his full time, can we please put our fingers around together for Martín Negrón? And let me go ahead and give a quick bio. Born and raised in Puerto Rico, Martín recently moved to LA for work. They believe in the power of poetry as witchcraft and are in a journey of rediscovering their poetic voice. Their poetry has appeared in several journals across Latin America. Give it up for Martín.
Hola, hola. Can you hear me okay? My sound has been a little off. Okay.
All good.
First of all, you guys have nourished my soul tonight. Thank you so much for everything you guys have shared. I'm just excited. And hi, Licia. We've met, I think, once or twice before. Anyway, so I usually write in Spanish, but I've been attempting to write in English recently. So I'm going to share my most recent poem. I think it's finalized now, but anyway, I have never read this before. This is also my first ever virtual Zoom, whatever, poetic reading. So it feels a little different. Anyway, here we go. It will happen yet again. My body will gradually shrink, or everything will come to a stop as I brace myself. Joy will carve trenches near my eyes, offsetting the sorrow at the corners of my mouth. My hair will fall out, my teeth will fall out, my heart will fall out of rhythm. I will run out of space, and I will not apologize, but I will feel remorse, and I will hurt whether I move or stay still, whether I speak or stay silent. It will happen. Yet again, I will promise to find you. I will find you. I will find you. I will leave. And when I leave, I'll leave clues for you. Hidden in trains and rivers, hidden in gardens and cliffs and airports, in malecones and books and doorways and museums, hidden in stairwells and songs and ruins and figurines. Search for them. It will happen. Yet again, a memory of me distorted by the love bestowed upon me. It will happen as I am poured into a vessel, as I take its form, as it contains me, even if only for the briefest of time. It will happen. I will take my first breath again, my cry, regarded as a sign of health. I will step blindly and lose myself and beat myself up for that. If there is fear within me, it is what if? What if I do not find you? On one of these runs, we do not find us. Is that where our cycle ends? And am I running out of time? And then I'm gonna go to the oldest one I'm gonna share tonight. I'm only gonna share this in Spanish. This is one of the first poems I wrote when I was getting back to writing. I used to write as a kid and then I stopped forever and have been trying to be more intentional about writing. So this one is a couple of years old now, but anyway. Si bajo este país de agua arrebolada, no cavitara torpe y deforme el azar caribeño, la oratoria ensayada, si no persistiera en la pintura hecha polvo tanta ausencia apalabrada, si mi ciencia o mis talismanes fueran parte inervada de la mano que serenamente acaricia tu espalda, si tan solo alumbrara cualesquiera otra cosa que no fuera el escudo de una piel azogada, o si los espejos, aunque fuera una vez, nos vieran monstruosamente transfiguradas, entonces veíamos los pájaros que circunvuelan campanas, entonces la moneda en la fuente a luz refractada. It was a short one.
Me encantan los poemas en español y no necesitas traducir.
I have an English translation, but I don't have it ready, and I don't think I remember it, so you will have to wait for another time. I've got only two more. I didn't really bring too many. One is also very new. I've only read it once, and it was still very, very, very much in the works. So this is the second ever poem I wrote in English. You took a sample of me, scraped me off and asked for my equivalence. Shook my consistencies hard, shook them hard to do them away and leave me uniform. You spread me, splattered me over. You thought you found the perfect shade of off-white, like there was something calming about it. You found it to be peaceful. You found it to be timeless. You found it to be inviting. Is that so? Did I make you feel invited? Did something about me make you reminisce of white sand beaches to be stained with native blood, of sweet sugarcane to be sliced at the crack of a whip, off-white? Off like crocheted tablecloths, Victorian corsets, hospital vinyl, candle wax, bed linens, off? Off like the skin of planetas, of like root veggies, root trauma, off like a cast, of like blank pages, torn pages, off, of like worn sneaker soles, of like worn human souls, of like worn out, spun, cut and spun, cut and I am cut and spun over centuries of pain, of white. Like it looks darker under a certain light, white like, good enough for the walls, but not for the trim. White like, papi, estás hincho, el sol te llama. White like, se te ve la mancha de plátano. White like, un perreíto hasta abajo. White like, no amount of scrubbing will rid of it. White like, I won't pretend that I ain't known privilege. White like, kinda passing till you speak. White like, kinda passing till you're not. White like, not white like. Y tu abuela, ¿a dónde está? Off white. Like white, don't know if it's safe around me. Like color, don't know if it's safe around me. Like tatara, 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 tatara still lives in me. Like you couldn't fully rape away this grace. Is that the taste of cassava nourishing my body? Do I feel gold, shells and bones weighing on my neck? Are these warm or cool undertones? And as you frantically peel off the layers, finding color after color after color, scraping deeper to find every color this place has ever been, do you understand? Some things are to be left as found. Do you understand? We are still not extending an invitation. And then the last one I'm gonna share is a healing spell. I wrote this for my sister about a year ago who was battling breast cancer. So thank you, Licia, for making me laugh about it, because I need to share that poem, your poem, with her, because she's gonna love the pancake titty. But anyway, I wrote this as a healing spell for my sister. I am gonna share this in Spanish and then in English. So I know that I'm hoping none of you are battling breast cancer, but I think we all need some healing after what happened Tuesday night. Anyway, here we go. Let me find it. Declaro permanencia como células que rebosan de luz de madrugada. Declaro plenitud como el cenit más allá de lo que vemos, en el aire la canción de los pájaros salvajes encaracolada. Declaro númenes desenvainados, declaro el desove de criaturas fecundas de magia que imaginan un agua esculpida por soles en un tiempo a ser conjugado sobre el brillo de las cosas gastadas que se condensa a medianoche. Declaro un saber misterioso, como si la arena repitiera mi nombre, despertando a quienes siguen aquí, a pesar de todo. Están los minerales en el suelo, están los erizos y las estrellas de mar regresando al mar. Mañana haremos pan, amasándolo con las manos. Mañana nuestro fuego leerá los anillos de los árboles. I declare permanence, like cells overflowing with early morning light. I declare plenitude, like the zenith beyond what we see in midair, the song of wild birds curlicued. I declare unsheathed numens, I declare the spawning of creatures fecund with magic that imagine a water sculpted by suns in a time yet to be conjugated over the glistening, worn things that condense at midnight. I declare a mysterious knowledge, as if the sand repeated my name, waking those who are still here despite everything. There are minerals in the soil. There are starfish and sea urchins returning to sea. Tomorrow, we will make bread, kneading it with our hands. Tomorrow, our fire will read the rings of tree trunks. That's all I got.
And it was more than enough, Martin. Thank you so much for being here with us and being vulnerable and sharing. We really, really appreciate you. Y'all, like, you took the words out of my mouth. This night has nourished my soul. I'm not gonna lie, I was feeling low before I got into this space. It's been a long day, and I'm feeling so ready to go up and be doing the rest of my night now. You know what I mean? So thank you all for sharing some of that energy that you had, giving it to me, giving it to everybody else in the room. We are so lucky to have you here in the world of us as LA Poet Society and in the world as general as artists. So please continue going, continue writing. I have followed each and every one of you, and if I haven't, I'm going to reach out in the next few minutes after we have done Let's Hear. But please, if you're not home, get home safe. If you are home, get to your bed or kitchen or wherever your happy place is in your home and get there and have a good night. I appreciate you. Oh, can y'all hear me? Y'all can hear me? Yes.
Yep.
Okay, better. Sorry, my bad. This is Mike. All right, yeah. But get home to where you gotta get home to, or if you're already home, just tuck into your nice little safe, happy place. And I appreciate you. We'll be in contact. We'll be in touch. We are here every first Thursday of the month. There is a possibility it will not be me in December just because I have a play that's going up in CalArts. It's coming up in December, so the show dates will be determined soon. So I'll let you know. But if it's not me, Jessica will be here hosting, and if not, we'll see each other in the new year. All right, everybody.
Thank you, Angel. Thank
Thank you so
you.
much. Appreciate you. Everybody, have a good rest of your
Thank you
night.
so much, everyone.
Thank
Like
you.
Great work,
Nice meeting
everybody.
everybody.
Nice.
Peace up to
Yes.
all.
I hope we can do this again.
Most
Blessings be
definitely.
with you guys, man. Really beautiful work.
Yes.
Thank you,
Like
Mauro.
You as well.
Oh, thank you.
Mareshah.
Oh, this was amazing. I needed this.
And keep
Yes.
writing them Las Vegas video. I mean poems.
Yes. We're up in the
Yes.
702.
702.
Nice.
Hey, if I can make a quick announcement, guys,
Of
I just
course.
I wrote it on the text here. This is my first reading since being diagnosed with throat cancer. I have a cancer at the base of my tongue. I had a scheduled reading in September, a feature that I ended up not doing because I just didn't feel right. My voice is a little bit strange. It's not quite itself. And this is a huge blessing for me to be with you guys tonight. Gave me a lot of strength, a lot of courage. I'm going to start my treatment in December of radiation and some chemotherapy for hopefully 6 weeks, 5 to 6 weeks initially, and hopefully we'll kick this thing out of my system. But I also shared, if you guys don't mind, a link to my GoFundMe. I've been able to work very little in the last few months, just no energy and just feeling crappy a lot of times. So if anybody can share my link on their socials, I'd be greatly appreciative of your guys' support. Thank you. God bless.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Mauro.
Yeah.
All right,
Praying
Licia,
for you.
pleasure.
Be praying for
Cheers.
you.
you're gonna be there.
Definitely.
Yep.
Angel, thank you guys so much, man.
Claro que sí, claro que sí. Of course, we're
A
here
lot
for
of
you.
fun.
All right, y'all.
See
Have
you
a good
guys
rest of your
next
night.
month.
See you next month.
Have a good
Yes.
night.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was dope.